Ordinarily, as a person of the board members should be retiring and be offering themselves, if they want, for re-election. As I had assured you, we want to have another board meeting early next year, and we have in our mind February. The financial head is here. I'm sure the accounts will be audited before the end of the year. We expect to finish auditing the accounts for 2022-23 before the end of the year. And if we do, we'll have another AGM in February. We want to be as current as possible. We can feel proud that our company is being managed very well. Of course, we hope that by then we would have also closed the rights issue, okay, and come here and celebrate, you know, a debt-free or a near debt-free Accra Suffolk, okay. The special request I want to make of members is that we approve the continuation of the board members up to the next board meeting, up to the next AGM. You give us your mandate just for the next few months until the next AGM, so we can do the proper thing and restructure the entire board. Because we have not obtained from members those, we have not been able to work on the members who have to retire and therefore ask them to, you know, represent themselves for election. So what I'm trying to say therefore is that we all are offering ourselves for re-election, and I want you to give us that mandate just for the rest of the time until the next board meeting, when we will now see a complete restructuring of the board. What did I say? Well, okay, yeah, thank you. Next AGM, when we will restructure the entire board. You know, I mean, this board is done quite a bit up to now. We want to see to the completion of Pobiman, and apart from a few of the contractors who have disappointed us, the whole idea this time is that we can celebrate Pobiman and the head office
the ruler of Ghana
11th November.
Country sport.
Yes, when you go there, you said the security gates are almost completed. The security buildings, the security posts are almost completed for the two main gates. The two smaller gates, they don't have security posts, only the small gates.
KUMASI104.1FM.
But the main two gates, the two main gates, the old one that we were using when we were building the residence and the offices, the security post is virtually done, and the same with the main gate when you're coming from the main road. The gates themselves, the metal gates, are all already done. Now they're going to put them on the rollers so they can roll, you know. We want to get all of these things done ideally so we can celebrate the two projects, Pobiman and head office, come 11th November. As that we just honor this board with the opportunity to celebrate this project, and then the term of the board, you know, comes to close next AGM. So next AGM, the board members will be voting for new board members that will be proposing. So if this makes sense, what I want is that someone who supports this idea wants to, you know, propose acceptance of this resolution will rise and propose, and then we vote, and you know. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. That's a good note on which to end this one. But let me assure you that while we are doing all this investment, we still have an eye on the trophies. And let me add that. Okay, I'll get to you. Let me also add the following. Just imagine the past. without Pobyman. The bus sets off 5 hours ahead. That 5 hours, I'm told. 5 hours, I'm told. 5 hours ahead of when the training will start. They'll pick the first person, go around Accra, picking people. By the time they arrive at the training pitch, the first person they pick has been in the car for 5 hours. They would have spent so much on petrol. When they close at 5 o'clock, the same way, they will start dropping and dropping. The last person probably will sit in the car for 5 hours. Today, the bus doesn't have to go and pick them. So we don't spend money on petrol. We don't get the players tired. They wake up and they walk seconds onto the pitch. That is the more reason why we expected so much more from them than we are seeing today. You see, they don't have to sit in a bus for hours. And that is why also the coach is able to train 2 times a day. When there are no matches ahead, the coach is able to train 2 times a day because they are all there. This is the way to go. So I agree with what Ms. Ora is saying, that you see, we are laying the foundation, he understands it, the foundation for the future. What we are doing, others will have to do later on. You see what I'm saying? If you recall when Arsenal was spending money building Emirates Stadium, they couldn't afford to buy players. But they knew that what they were doing, others will have to do later on. You know, so the foundation is being laid. Those who went to Morocco, was it, or Morocco, when we played there, saw kids being brought by their parents to train at WAC facilities, which we don't have. When you watch a match being played at Arsenal Stadium, Emirates, or Man United or City, don't you feel embarrassed when you compare that to what we see when we are playing at maybe, I don't want to call it any pitch. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, we claim that we are football crazy people. But we are not investing in the game. How can we compete with those who are investing in the game? So you got to appreciate what this board is doing. This board is ahead of its time. You see? And I tell you, people who have visited that place from the advanced countries are very impressed about what we are doing. So let's support the board as our friend just told us. You know, but I want to assure you that while we do all of these things, our number one priority is still the trophy. And we are still confident that this year we'll get it. You know. Thank you very much. So we can continue and wrap up very quickly.
Quite clear. And I was with the view that in the course of your explanation, we could get something out of the partnership immediately concerning a coach, a top-notch coach, and not just one that we have. Thank you very much.
Well, I said it briefly that they had made offers, and I wish they would bear a lot of the cost. You know, some of these details you can't present now. No. Absolutely no. Some of these details we cannot present now. But that's why I put it very roughly, that in one case, they've offered, they will send, you know, some expertise to us where they bear the bulk of the cost. They ask, how much can you guys afford? You know, we've been extremely adventurous in trying to get the best coach we can have. There's one case of one of the most renowned former footballers whose name would ring back anywhere, who was interested in crowds of folk. You know, but of course not connected with Open Cincinnati. And what they wanted a month was very much northwards, you know. So, yeah, so we've been working really hard on these matters. You see, but let me say this though. Sometimes the way we read some of these things is not very good.
KUMASI104.1FM.
Even the best coaches have failed at different places. Is that not true? So it's not an exact science of 1 + 1 = 2. How many coaches has Chelsea had for the past since 2010? Who knows? Chelsea. Those of you are Chelsea fans. How many coaches has Chelsea had? Last season, 3 coaches. It doesn't mean the coaches, the managers of Chelsea don't know anything. It doesn't mean that. Real Madrid, how many coaches have they had for the past 10 years? About 9. You see, so sometimes the way some of you present things is not really fair. Unless you don't know what's happening in football globally. Flamengo is an old club. They've had 23 coaches since 2010. We here also know what we are doing. 23 coaches. Flamengo, since 2010. You can talk Man United, Chelsea, you know. So that is the reality. It's not an exact science. That's why you can have a coach as good as Tuchel, being sacked from Chelsea, but finding home in another club. Exactly. So when you are a genuine supporter, you have to understand these things and keep supporting. You see what I'm saying? Arsenal, look at what they went through for many years until now. Liverpool, for 30 years in the doldrums until a club came in. So it's not an exact science. Let's get that clear. It's not like 1 + 1 = 2. There's always a lot of judgment involved. And many factors come to play in making a coach succeed or fail. You know, one of the biggest failures was this coach who was doing so well, Coach Moyes, that he was doing very well in Everton, and then Manchester took him with high hopes. He didn't last. Since then, Manchester has been going in and out, various coaches. We've seen even your popular friend, Chelsea man, Jose Mourinho, sacked from here and sacked from there. For the first time, Germany sacked a coach recently. So please, with all due respect, it's not an exact science. And for an ambitious club like Class of Folk, sometimes you don't have the patience, which is why you may change very quickly, the same way Chelsea has done over the years, you know, and they are still struggling to get it right. Pochettino from Tottenham to PSG, struggling with Chelsea. So Chelsea don't know what they're doing. So please, with all due respect, okay, a good coach can still find a new area, a new environment difficult. It doesn't mean that the coach is totally useless. Neither does it mean that the managers don't know what they're doing. One of the biggest challenges we have at Class of Folk is making sure the fans keep supporting. Because sometimes the negativity also hurts us, hurts our ability to raise sponsorship, and etc. So please, with all due respect, let's understand that football administration, coaching, none of them is an exact science. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. Thank you.
The rulers of Ghana sports, country sports.
Okay, yeah, once again, I'm Farouk Zachary. Please, I would like to know, Boboman Project, the name of the title of the project, the name, and then 2,